Have you ever pondered how different is one country's politics from another? Comparative politics, a discipline that meticulously scrutinizes and differentiates political systems across countries, is dedicated to answering this question. In the upcoming session, through the seminal book Comparative Politics, System, Process, and Policy, written by Gabriel Almond and Bingham Powell, Jr. This insightful guide navigates us through the intricate labyrinth of this complex subject. The book commences with the chapter, A Framework for Analysis, where Almond and Powell submerge into the foundational ideas of comparative politics. The authors start by laying out the basic concepts integral to this field, including an understanding of political systems, structures, and the forms of government, along with their operational mechanisms. They also explore the multifaceted realm of politics, such as power, authority, and legitimacy, and their intersections. Additionally, they present an analytical framework that serves as a practical tool for unraveling and examining any political system. Comparative Politics, System, Process, and Policy is a treasure trove of key insights, underscoring the importance of recognizing and comprehending the wide array of political systems, processes, and policies across diverse countries. It acquaints readers with the many analytical structures and methodologies used in comparative politics, fostering of political dynamics. It makes a strong case for the influence of historical, social, and institutional contexts on political outcomes, and encourages readers to critically dissect political events and institutions. The book motivates readers to challenge their preconceptions and approach politics with a renewed perspective. It highlights the value of comparative analysis in revealing deep insights into political events, allowing researchers to identify patterns, similarities, differences across cases. By focusing on policymaking processes and their outcomes, the book stresses the need for informed decision-making in public policies and governance. In essence, it offers priceless insights into the complexities of political systems, processes, and policies worldwide, preparing readers with the necessary tools to meaningfully engage with political issues and understand the dynamics of global politics. Moving ahead, the compelling second chapter of Comparative Politics, System, Process, and Policy by esteemed authors Gabriel Almond and Bingham Powell, Jr. presents a plethora of theoretical approaches in comparative politics. This chapter, aptly named Political Systems and Regimes, unwraps the various lenses used by scholars to interpret and scrutinize political phenomena. It provides a rich variety of theories, unveiling unique viewpoints on the structure and evolution of political systems and regimes. The authors approach each theory with academic meticulousness, making this chapter an essential read for those seeking to comprehend the intricacies. Next, we delve into the complex realm of political systems and their classification, as depicted in the third chapter of Gabriel Almond and Bingham Powell, Jr.'s influential work, Comparative Politics, System, Process, and Policy. This pivotal book systematically classifies and typifies these diverse systems, bringing clarity to the various structures and functions of governance across different global regions. The third chapter in particular is dedicated to laying the groundwork for understanding the categorization and typification of political systems. It meticulously dissects their impact on the various structures and functions of governance, providing readers with a comprehensive understanding of the dynamics and interplay of politics. The fourth chapter of the book, Comparative Politics, System, Process, and Policy by Gabriel Almond and Bingham Powell, Jr., delves deep into the realm of political culture and identity. It explores how these elements mold and influence political systems. The section of the book unravels the complexities of political identity and cultural norms, illustrating their profound impact in shaping political structures and functions. It presents a compelling narrative of how culture and identity serve as the guiding force in configuring the political landscape. The chapter also manifests the author's profound understanding and critical analytical skill in dissecting the intricate interplay of culture, identity, and politics. In the fifth chapter of Comparative Politics, System, Process, and Policy by the prolific authors Gabriel Almond and Bingham Powell, Jr., they meticulously explore the world of political parties, electoral systems, and political representation. This illuminating chapter dives deep into the various political parties, their roles in sculpting societies, and how electoral systems function in different nations. They provide ample insights into the dynamics of political representation and participation, shedding light on the often complex relationships within these systems. This chapter is a crucial read for for those aiming to comprehend the nuances of political participation and representation. In this section, we take an in-depth look into the sphere of political participation, discussing how citizens interact with their governments, drawing key insights from the 6th chapter of the influential book, Comparative Politics, System, Process, and Policy by Gabriel A. Almond and G. Bingham Powell, Jr. Guided by the political parties and electoral systems we've just discussed, become involved in their country's government structures. From the author's lens, we examine the diverse forms of political participation, including voting and protests, and their subsequent impact on the processes we will discuss subsequently. Almond and Powell's pivotal work also sheds light on how political participation levels and types can vary across countries, influenced by aspects such as the political culture, state of civil liberties, and governance effectiveness. So, let's delve into the intricacies of citizen engagement and the influence of political participation steered by the comprehensive analysis provided by. In this section, we explore how the political involvement of citizens directly impacts the creation, execution, and assessment of public policies, a vital subject laid out in the 7th chapter of the book, Comparative Politics, System, Process, and Policy, by Gabriel A. Almond and G. Bingham Powell, Jr. Delving into this chapter, we unravel the various ways in which the citizen's voice can shape policymaking, way beyond just casting a vote. This includes lobbying, advocacy, public discourses, and even harnessing the power of social media, as articulately expanded on by the authors. Our further exploration will illustrate how public participation can lead to policies that are more effective and encompassing. Additionally, we'll see how citizens' feedback can be a valuable tool in gauging the success and efficacy of current policies, a key insight brought forth by Almond and Powell. Into the fascinating world of citizen participation in policymaking, as vividly portrayed in this pivotal work, and understand its far-reaching implications in a democratic setup. In this scene, we embark on an exciting journey into the captivating world of comparative political economy. This is a domain where politics and economics amalgamate into a cohesive whole. We'll be focusing our discussion on the convergence of these two sectors and how they influence each other. By looking at different political systems, we'll see how they handle economic matters and how economic policies can alter political stability and governance. The role of state intervention in markets and the influence of political ideologies on economic policies will also be part of our exploration. Grounding our analysis in a comparative lens, we'll delve into the interplay between politics and economics, discussing the influence of both on each other. Brace as we navigate through the enthralling dynamics of comparative political economy. In this scene, we're venturing into the realm of comparative case studies, particularly examining the incisive 9th chapter of the seminal book, Comparative Politics, System, Process, and Policy, by esteemed scholars Gabriel A. Almond and G. Bingham Powell, Jr. This chapter offers real-world examples that of politics, economics, and public policy. As we delve into these case studies, we'll witness the theories and concepts we've discussed materialize in scenarios, breathing life into them in a way that's seldom seen. Our journey will traverse through varied countries, analyzing how their distinctive political systems and economic structures mold their approach to public policy, ways in which economic policies impact political stability, and the crucial role politics occupies in guiding economic progression. These case studies, extracted from Almond and Powell's insightful 9th chapter, will grant us a rich, nuanced perspective that penetrates more the surface. We'll also investigate how these cases have maneuvered the convolutions of the policy-making process, yielding invaluable insights into the practical challenges and opportunities they offer. So fasten your seatbelts as we set off on this enlightening expedition through the 9th chapter of Comparative Politics, System, Process, and Policy, journeying into the intricate world of comparative politics, economics, and public policy. In this scene, we are going to delve into the complexities and forthcoming paths within the discipline of comparative politics. We'll harness the wisdom of the 10th chapter of the acclaimed book, Comparative Politics, System, Process, and Policy, by Gabriel A. Almond and G. Bingham Powell, Jr. The chapter elucidates the obstacles encountered by political systems worldwide, ranging from preserving democratic ideals to ensuring economic consistency. Reflecting on these perspectives, we will dissect how these issues influence the policy formulation process and how can be overcome by innovative approaches and changes. Furthermore, we will forecast the upcoming trends in comparative politics, examining how progressive factors such as technology, globalization, and climate change, discussed at length in Almond and Powell's work, are likely to revolutionize political scenarios. This scene intends to provide you with an in-depth knowledge of the existing difficulties in comparative politics and their possible transformation in the future, as 10th chapter of this authoritative text. So, let's unravel the complexities of modern politics and its potential direction. In Chapter 11 of Gabriel A. Almond and G. Bingham Powell Jr.'s book, Comparative Politics, System, Process, and Policy, the authors delve into the intricate process of policy formulation, implementation, and evaluation. This section scrutinizes how policies are conceived, executed, and assessed. It illuminates the complexities intertwined with policy making and underscores its instrumental role in molding societies worldwide. Moving forward, the book transitions into its 12th chapter. Masterfully crafted by the renowned writers Gabriel A. Almond and G. Bingham Powell Jr., titled Comparative Politics, System, Process, and Policy. This chapter plunges into an in-depth comparative study of political economy, scrutinizing the interplay between politics and economics. It meticulously deciphers the often understated economic implications of political decisions, emphasizing their interconnectedness. Through this, Almond and Powell Jr. illuminate the ways in which economic policies and political strategies inevitably coalesce, forming a complex web of power, decision-making, and resources. In the penultimate chapter, revered authors Gabriel A. Almond and G. Bingham Powell Jr. showcase meticulously selected case studies from various countries in their book, Comparative Politics, System, Process, and Policy. These case studies ingeniously illuminate the theoretical concepts and analyses discussed in prior chapters, providing concrete examples of comparative politics in action. The 13th chapter deserves special mention, as it illuminates the intriguing dynamics of political systems, processes, and policies. The challenges and prospects of comparative politics take the limelight in the final 14th chapter written by Gabriel A. Almond and G. Bingham Powell Jr. in their insightful book, Comparative Politics, System, Process, and Policy. Here, they meticulously dissect the intricacies woven into the study and comparison of political systems. Indeed, it's no plain sailing, as the chapter illuminates the labyrinthine nature of these tasks. Further, the chapter does not shy away from casting a gaze into the future, sketching out possible trends and trajectories for the field. The intentions of Almond and Powell are conspicuously highlighted, to peel back the layers of similarities and differences within various political systems, processes, and policies around the globe. They contend that unlocking this understanding is of paramount importance, not just for political science scholars, but for anyone fascinated by the cryptic world of politics. The book rounds off with a deep reflection, drawing our attention to the global political game where every decision counts and each player, regardless of their rank, holds substantial significance. Thus, the knowledge of comparative politics prepares us to better decode these. In this last segment, we will delve into how Comparative Politics, System, Process, and Policy by Gabriel A. Almond and G. Bingham Powell Jr. bears significant relevance to Nepal. Initially, we'll take a look at understanding the political systems. With its diverse political history, Nepal has undergone a major change from monarchy to a federal democratic republic. This book serves as a key to understand such changes and the complexities that come with it. Specifically, the book's 15th chapter illuminates the many nuances involved in a country's transformation from one political system to another. It serves as an all-encompassing guide, presenting a unique view on the hardships and benefits of political transition, which is strikingly relevant to Nepal, a country that has recently experienced a similar transformation. Moving on, we will explore political processes and institutions. The crucial political shifts that Nepal has experienced, such as the endorsement of a new constitution of a federal system, are made more understandable through the wisdom this book imparts. In terms of policy analysis, the knowledge this book provides on policy creation, execution, and assessment can greatly guide Nepalese policymakers, supporting them in making more efficient and well-informed decisions. The learnings from the book's 15th chapter on policy transition processes are particularly beneficial in this context. The comparative case studies featured in the book's 15th chapter are of great importance for Nepalese scholars and students. These studies facilitate a more profound understanding of how politics in various nations, potentially offering significant lessons for Nepal. Lastly, the potential of this book to serve as a fundamental textbook for subjects such as political science, international relations, and public policy in Nepal is enormous. The inclusion of the detailed 15th chapter offers a strong grounding for both students and academics, promoting a more all-inclusive understanding of their disciplines. In conclusion, the insights this book provides into political systems, processes, and policies, notably those from the insightful 15th chapter, are of great value to academics, policymakers, and students in Nepal who are endeavoring to comprehend and maneuver through their country's intricate political landscape. While Gabriel A. Almond and G. Bingham Powell Jr.'s Comparative Politics, System, Process, and Policy is an indispensable resource in the realm of political studies, it has been faced with several criticisms that warrant discussion. One prevailing critique is its perceived Eurocentric bias. Critics note that the book dwells heavily on Western political systems and theories, potentially downplaying the intricacies and singularity of non-Western political structures. Chapter 16, in particular, has sparked interest among critics. This chapter ventures into the analysis of Eastern political systems, and despite its detailed insights, critics argue that it could benefit from a more nuanced exploration of the region's politics. The critique further states that important geopolitical factors unique to the Middle East seem to have been missed out in the analysis. In moving forward with the critiques, scholars indicate that the book's theoretical frameworks could be antiquated or not sufficiently inclusive of alternative viewpoints, which may restrict its applicability. The book's approach to comparative politics is also critiqued for potential methodological limitations. There are claims that the book tends to oversimplify complex political phenomena, which might overlook crucial nuances. Some critics view the coverage and scope of the book as unbalanced, with some topics or regions not receiving enough attention, creating gaps in the analysis. Lastly, questions have been raised regarding the book's relevance and currency, with critics proposing that regular updates are required for its continued relevance. Despite these critiques, Comparative Politics, System, Process, and Policy continues to hold its place as a widely respected foundational text in comparative politics. The criticisms raised serve as a catalyst for ongoing discourse and debates within the field, which in turn contribute to its ongoing evolution and refinement.